Okay, let's talk about charts and how to use them in your PowerPoint as well as adding some things in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start here with this line or with this column chart here. And with the column chart, I'm going to use this data that I created in my Excel spreadsheet. You might have data that you have already created in your Excel spreadsheet, and I highly recommend that you do put it in there so you can easily copy it and paste it over. I did also put a chart in here, as you can see. So I put this little chart in here, meaning I just highlighted all of this in Excel. This is an Excel tutorial, but what you do is just hit Control G, and then you pick what you want to do. Formatting charts. I just picked the chart. I picked the clustering chart, and then I just clicked on it, and it added it in already. Okay, but we want to take this and we want to put it into our PowerPoint. There's a couple ways. I'm going to show you two ways. I'm just going to show you a cut and or a copy and paste, which is super easy and super simple. Okay, so let me just show you that first. So what I'm going to do here, and I already did it right here. So I took this chart right here, and I just made a copy of it. All right, and I'll show you how to do that next here. Okay, so I put everything right in here, and you can see this chart came over with the theme layout and everything from there. So how you do that is just click on this here. From here, you can hit Control M. Now that I have this slide in here, I can start to make changes or start to add things from here. Okay, so I have this blank slide, and you can see here, click to add text. Now, you can click to add, insert a table, insert your chart, insert smart graphics, all these different options down here as well. You can put a video in here and everything. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste. So what I'm going to do in this first one, which makes it super simple, is I'm going to go over to that Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to click on this. Right, so you're going to select your chart type. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go up here to where it says copy. I'm just going to copy it. From here, I'm going to move over to my PowerPoint, and from here, I'm going to right click inside of that, and I'm going to go over to this paste options. Now, you can see it's going to give you a picture view of what you have for an opportunity to do this. So from here, I can use destination theme and embedded workbook. Okay, I can keep the source formatting, and if I keep the source formatting, it's going to be the source formatting from that Excel. All right, I can use destination theme and link data. All right, and I can use keep source data and link data, and I can just also just insert the picture, meaning the one that I already created over there if I want to do that. But what I want to do is I want to keep the source formatting and link data. Okay, so it's either this one, or you can do the use destination theme. All right. If I use the source formatting, you could see it's kind of making some different changes that maybe I don't really like. Maybe I want that destination theme, the theme that you download, that free download here. I want to use this one, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to click on it, and it adds it in there. So you can see this. It adds the chart in here, and I get my dollar column on this side, and I get my different column, or I get my different rows on this side, and that is based upon, okay, what sales that they were doing. So I was just using a sales thing. So what was the sales with widgets, bags, t-shirts, paintings, cups, spoons, and then the salesperson, okay? And you can see in the PowerPoint, it just pulled it all over, and you're done. You can decide to make changes to it if you want at that point, but I'll show you here upcoming here in a few minutes what you can do and different things you can add to it from here. So the next option to this is if you're like, hey, I don't have this chart that's built right here. I didn't create it in my Excel. I just have the data. What I can do is I can do that with something a little different, which is what I did with this one, okay? And in here I changed the title. You can start to go up here and change your titles and change your subtitles, and then I'll talk to you about this chart title here, how to remove it or do different things from there, okay? So what I did here is a little different, all right? So let me make another copy of this, all right? And I'm just going to duplicate this slide. Right, I'm just going to duplicate this slide here, and I'm going to keep this. I'm going to go ahead and keep this chart in here how it is like this. It's fine. You can also remove the chart. You can right click on it, or you can just select it like this and hit the delete button. From there is fine, and then you can. And if you did start from here, you want to go to insert chart here, and you can insert a column chart, right? Clustering column chart from here, or I'll show you how to add a template, all right? So I'll show you how to add that template from there, but we'll just hit this column one right here and click OK, all right? So you can see there's some data that was pulled in from this chart, that you see here. There's only 3 lines right now, but I have a lot more than that. I have all the way up to G, right? And I have 7 of this. So I need to change this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave this just the way it is right there. I'm going to come over to my Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and highlight all this. I'm going to hit Control C or Command C, most likely on your Mac. I'm on a PC. I'm going to go back over to that PowerPoint. I'm going to select from A and I'm going to drag it all the way over to G and down to 7. I'm going to hit Control V, right? And you can see it already pulled everything over, so I've already filled it. You can see on the bottom, it's already starting to do that for me right here. So then all I have to do is close out of this, right? It pops you back over to your Excel, but that's okay. What you can do is just go ahead and select your PowerPoint again, and you can see it's pulled over all the data that you wanted, okay? So it's pulled over all these here, all the dollars, what you're selling, the widgets, the bags, the t-shirts, paintings, cups, spoons, and down here it tells you, based upon the color, who the salesperson is. Now, if you want to make changes to this, so you're like, hey, look, I don't want the chart title on there. I don't need to have the chart title on there. I already know what it is. I'm gonna put my title up here and I'm gonna put my subtitle up here. Okay. What you do is you come over here to this plus sign. You click the plus sign, and you see these different check boxes right here. Okay. I'm gonna scroll through so you can see this axis. If I get rid of this, now it removes the axis points, but I want the axis points on there. All right. I can put the axis title on here. All right, by doing this. And also there's different options down here. If you click on this, that little arrow, it gives you different primary horizontal or primary vertical. Like, hey, I only need the primary horizontal one on there. I only need the primary vertical one on there. You need both, right? So you can go from there, right? Now, as well from here is you can do, all right, see that chart title? I don't want it. So it removes the chart title for me and I'm set. Okay, I can put data labels on here. As you can see, because it's clustering, it's a little bit too hard to see all that, so you might not want to do this. Again, you want options for the data label. Just click here, and it gives you the option to center, inside and base, outside, data callout. Right? You can do it from there as well. Or I want to put the data. So let me click out of this, get back into it so it has a clear screen. So you want a data table. That means underneath the chart itself, it gives you a data table based upon who the salesperson is and their dollar amounts. It's challenging to see, but you have to be able to know your data points. All right. So I don't want the data table on there. And again, you have the option to click on that little arrow, and it gives you different parts from there. The error bar. So you can see there's an error bar that's put in. Maybe you don't want those grid lines. Maybe you want it clean. You can remove them, put them back on. The legend, you can get rid of legend if you want. Like you just don't need it, right? Or you can put the legend back on. It put it over here when I put it on and put it over to the right. But all you got to do is click on that little arrow. You're like, okay, great. I want it on top. No, I want it on the left. No, I want it on the bottom, right where it was. So you can see it's back down where it needed to be from there. Again, and then that last one on there, was the trend lines, if you want to put trend lines on there. Okay, so if I put that, it's going to give me different trend lines based upon whoever I choose. Okay, so I just have to cancel out of that and I'm done. The brush part of this, the brush part gives you the opportunity to make changes. Now these changes that you make, if you decide to choose something like this or something like this, these are the themes that are within Microsoft. It's staying to the master theme that you downloaded with us, but it's changing the feel of it a little bit with the Microsoft, the different ones that they have inside of Microsoft as well too. So you can make changes if you want to do that, but still stay with the master theme that we have. Okay. So that's how you add your charts to this. Pretty simple, 2 different options. You can decide to do that. Now remember, if you need to make changes to any of this stuff, once you click on this chart, a chart design tab will open up, and that gives you that opportunity to make those that chart itself. You can edit the data from in here, so you can edit that data from clicking on the data from here, and it opens up this window. That's going to give you and when you just edit data from that point, what it is it's a very light version of Microsoft PowerPoint. If you decide to edit that data in Excel, it's going to pull up the Excel, this one right here. I pulled it in from here, but it will pull it into a different Excel for you. something that's not from within PowerPoint itself, okay? So I dropped it in there and it's giving me the columns on there. So I just pull it in from here, and then you just go back and you can change the chart type if you want by clicking on changing the chart type from here. You can decide, oh, I want to have a pie chart, a line chart, a bar chart, different things, but this is data clusters. So if you change it, it might mess up on things. So if I decide, hey, I want this to be a pie chart, and I click that and I hit OK, it's going to change it to this. If I say, oh, hey, I don't want that, I want it to be a line chart. So I click on the line chart. I decide, hey, I can click here. I can choose different ones. Maybe I want it to be this one right here. I hit OK. It's going to give me different line charts from that point on too. Or if I want to go back to the template that I have, which I'm going to show you next, how to get that or how to create this template in here, is then I just go ahead and that one's already selected, and I just click back to OK, and it changes it back to my template. All right, now how do you save that template? How do you get that to be that template? Well, what you do is you start up here from that master file, and just remember, if you are making changes to these charts, make copies of them and then paste them in as additional. As you can see, I pasted them in as additional slides so that I wouldn't lose my master slide one. All right, I wouldn't have to go back and try to figure out how to duplicate it. All right, so if I want to make that template, all right, I want to keep this template, meaning this chart template. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just select it by left clicking on it, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to right click on this, and you're going to get some options. Okay, it's going to give you this option right here to say Save as Template. I'm going to click on Save as Template, and now it saves it within PowerPoint where they save template, where the templates are. So you can see where I was there. Now, you name it whatever you want. So just file name to whatever you want, like awesome template 2, because I already have one, and then you just hit save, and it's there now. So when you go to here, you're like, hey, I'm clicking here, like, I don't really like this one. I'm gonna go up to this chart design. I'm going to go ahead and click change chart type, and I'm gonna click up here to templates. Now you can see I have two. I have the first one, sorry, the awesome template 1 and awesome template 2, and they're both the same. So it's not a problem, right? So then I just hit OK, and it's going to switch it to whatever template I want from that point on. Okay, so that's how you work with your data and your charts in here. So this way you can add and change your charts if you already have data. If you don't have data, okay, so if you don't have data, you just need to build it within your Excel spreadsheet, or just build it within here. So if you didn't have data, and I wanted to use this here, so I duplicate the slide. I want to go, okay, I don't have any data, but I have it all written down just on a piece of paper. All you have to do is select the chart area, go up to here to chart design, go to edit data, click edit data, and then add your data into here, whatever you want. Okay, so I'll just drag this a little bit here, so this way you can see a little bigger screen of it. You can add your categories and just keep adding. So if I had category number 2, and then I put some data in here, 4.2, 5.2, 6.3, 2.2, and then 4, and then I did 6 here, and I hit enter. You can see the categories are already being pulled over. If I close this out, all the category items are being put in, and it's staying on the x-axis, and then I would have to change my series. So I just go back up to edit data. I edit, I can change my series. This might be sales 1, sales 2, sales 3. And you can see it's already making those changes down here on the bottom. You can see it's already making this change on here. Category and all that, you can decide what you want to name it from that point on, and you just have to type in your data, and it's all put in there for you, and you don't even have to create anything on Excel if you don't want to. Okay, so this is a very basic overview of your charts and add your data. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We can answer questions for you or help you along the way if you need any help with anything from there. Thanks, and I'll see you in our next video.